Hi, everyone. This is Diane Kaler, the Director of Nutrition Therapy Institute. Welcome back to another edition of the NTI Pod Talk. This is the space where we talk to people who are in the nutrition field, in the food field, about nutrition. We talk to our students, to our instructors, and others outside of the NTI community. And today we are talking to two people from Natural Grocers, which is started in Colorado, local natural food grocery store. And I'll let our two guests talk to you about that. So we have Karen Falbo and Caroline Cheong. And they are going to talk to us about Natural Grocers, but also I really want to talk to them about their nutrition health coaches, which our graduates very nicely fit into the role of nutrition health coaches. So I want to talk more about that. So welcome both of you. Thank you so much for being here. Before we get started, I really would like to hear a little bit of background on both of you. What's your educational background? What do you do at Natural Grocers? And so we'll kind of just start the talk with that.
That sounds good. Thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
And I'm Karen Falbo, and I'm the Director of Nutrition Education at Natural Grocers. We have an entire department dedicated to nutrition. Due to our 5 founding principles, we hold a commitment to providing free ongoing nutrition education. Now, I started as a nutrition health coach in 2002, and the nutrition health coach works at the store level. And I was promoted in 2004 to the nutrition health coach NHC position. I have a background in holistic nutrition, and I've worked my way up in the company. At the time I was promoted, we had 14 NHCs, or nutrition health coaches. And now we have over 130 we have just over 160 stores. So my department has changed, my position has changed, along with the growth of our company.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. 160 stores. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how big it was. Nice. Well, congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, nice. Caroline, how about you?
Yeah, thanks for having us again, Diane. And so I'm Caroline Cheong, and I am the Director of Nutritional Health Coach Regional Managers. And I actually have a team of 8 NHC regional managers that work within the company with me. And how I started, I actually graduated with a Bachelor's of Science in Nutrition and Dietetics from the University of Nebraska in Lincoln. I started with Natural Grocers back in 2012 as a nutritional health coach back at our 52nd store in Wichita, Kansas, actually. And then in 2015, I was promoted into the nutritional health coach regional manager position. And I've been in my current role for about 2+ years now. So yeah, that's my background.
Fabulous. So for those of you who are not local to Colorado and who don't have a Natural Grocers in your community, Karen and maybe Caroline as well, can both of you kind of talk about a short version of the history of Natural Grocers and kind of why it was started and what your focus is on the types of foods that are sold there? And I'll just say, Natural Grocers is one of my favorite grocery stores where I do most of my food shopping. My husband oftentimes says a joke if we go on vacation for a couple of weeks or something. And then the very first thing I do when I get back from vacation is go to Natural Grocers and do my grocery shopping. And he always jokes, well, did they go out of business while we were gone? Because I'm there so often, getting so much money.
Oh, that's funny.
So can you talk a little bit about the history of the grocery store?
Sure. So Natural Grocers was founded here in Colorado in 1955. And the founders, Margaret and Philip Isley, actually went door to door, loaning books and coming back to take orders from their community members for healthy whole foods. And at that time, it was often whole grain flours and whole grain breads as well as dietary supplements. So they started our company like a co-op, and now the kids run the company. And again, we've grown dramatically. We are in over 20 states. And so our company has held a commitment to, and part of the reason Margaret and Philip Isley founded the company was because Margaret experienced some pretty serious health challenges after the birth of one of her children. And allopathic medicine really did not help her. So she read the Adele Davis books. And if you're familiar with Adele Davis, she was a nutrition professional. I think she had a PhD in biochemistry. And she really advocated for a whole foods diet and dietary supplements in a time where food was changing. Fast food was becoming, popular. White bread. Women were encouraged not to cook anymore, to get out of the kitchen and get into the workforce. And hey, there's lots of convenience foods for you. So why would you spend your time in the kitchen? So that was the common message women and families received. And Adele Davis pointed out that nutrition was the foundation of health. And so Margaret, after reading her books, was able to help herself and resolve her health challenges. So she became inspired and wanted to help her community and wanted to dedicate her life to something that was meaningful to her. And thankfully she did.
Yeah.
So this is what our company is all about. We have the highest quality standards in the grocery industry, unsurpassed. We still, as a company, review every single product that goes on our shelves. We have this list we call things we won't carry and why. And it is a laundry list of ingredients in every category. Foods, in the grocery department, in body care, in dietary supplements, in household cleaning products, ingredients that we won't allow on the shelves of our stores because they're not supportive of human health. They may also be problematic for the environment. So this is what our company is about. We hold this big mission around foods that support human health and access to dietary supplements and information so that we can all be informed about our decision making. Caroline, do you have anything to add?
I think you summed it up perfectly, Karen.
Thank you.
I have to be really honest. I feel so blessed and lucky to live in a state where we have a natural grocers, pretty much anywhere in the metro area where I want to go. And we do try to go to different stores around the city because we like to see the different stores and, kind of what they look like and that kind of stuff. But I was thrilled when Natural Grocers started expanding into other states, because one of the things that we do when we travel is we usually intentionally, if we're going on a driving trip, we intentionally try to pick a state where there is a Natural Grocers, because we know that we can still have access to good quality food while we're traveling.
Yay!
So
That's wonderful.
The first thing we look for is there Natural Grocers here where we're going? It is as I said, it's the really the only grocery store where I shop. I do a lot of online things from direct from farmers and that kind of stuff, but I do shop a lot at Natural Grocers. I have a constant running list on my refrigerator of things that anytime someone is going to be driving past a Natural Grocers, they know that stop, because there's always going to be a list of things. So I can't tell you how lucky I feel, because I know the standards that you have, and I got it several, probably 8 years ago, the list of things that we won't carry. I have that list, and it's sitting out, sort of on my desk, so I have easy access to it.
Nice.
it's such a good resource of,
Mhm.
because you document reasons why you won't carry these things. So it's a really good resource when I'm looking at ingredients on certain things. I see an ingredient and I look at the natural grocers list and I'm like, oh, here's why natural grocers carry this because of this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's a really good reference for me to use. I really like that. It's probably out of date now. You've probably added more things.
Yes.
Gotten it.
Yeah.
So I'll have to get a new updated list. But anyways,
Yeah.
I really know that I can feel confident in the quality of food and cleaning supplies and all that kind of stuff. So I love the company, and I want one to go in right down the street from me. Within walking distance. That would be so nice. I'll put a little bug in your ear that you can pass on to someone else. Because I'd love for one to go right down the street in walking distance. But anyways, that's really why I wanted to have you here, because I think that there's such a natural connection between Natural Grocers and Nutrition Therapy Institute. We are a holistic nutrition training program, comprehensive holistic nutrition training. Our graduates go on to do many things, including private practice, including being, online experts, including working in chiropractors and medical doctor offices, and including being nutrition health coaches at Natural Grocers when appropriate. And so I know you guys have a rigorous assessment of qualifications for your nutrition health coaches. And I'm happy and proud to say that I think our graduates do meet all of your guidelines. But can you talk about what you look for and kind of what some of those specific requirements are for your nutrition health coaches?
Yeah.
Caroline, do you want to start? Yeah.
Yeah, I can definitely start with that. So I can talk a little bit more about the hiring process, I guess. And yeah, so what we actually look for, we have an initial application that we have all candidates fill out for any of the open positions that we have. In that application, we do have job specific questions. So we do ask in terms of, what are your views on supplements and what are your views on diet and things like that, to kind of get a feel for what your nutrition philosophy belief system maybe, and if they align with our company essentially. So from that piece forward, we then have our NHC regional managers schedule a preliminary phone interview with the candidates. And also with that, we actually send out an outline to help our candidates prepare for the questions, because we do ask some specific things regarding supplements and whatnot. So we want to make sure that our candidates are well prepared. So with that being said, we do look for public speaking skills for our stores that have demo kitchens and what we consider nutrition education centers that have almost like the little cooking carts. So we do look for those skills as well. And then we also look for coaching skills, so health coaching. How would you take a customer through a health coaching process? How would you help them build goals and recommendations and suggestions to go along with that? And we also look for the operational piece. So in the schedule of the nutritional health coaches, they have 2 full days that they spend on the floor in the aisles, helping and assisting our customers, offering world-class customer service. So with that, we look for, your knowledge, and we really want our nutritional health coaches to be regarded as the expert in nutrition in our stores, and crew reach out to them. You can find them with the purple apron on. That's how you spot them in the store. And that is how we will kind of assess what, based on experience, retail experience perhaps, how that that's going to be a good fit for us or not. So that's a little bit about the process. And then if they pass that preliminary phone interview, they do get moved on to the second round of interviews with the store manager for that specific location. And if all goes well, then an offer will be sent and we'll get started on training, which is a full 8-week training process that we put all of our nutritional health coaches through. And there's always ongoing training as well, which is something that our nutritional health coach regional managers are responsible for post that 8-week period. Karen, I'm sure you have some things to add as well.
Well, I think you did a great job explaining what we look for, but also we're just really looking for individuals that share our mission. And that big, broad mission is about changing the food system to create a more just, sustainable model. So our NHCs are educating about that consistently. And then, so we look at them, the NHC is the educational resource for our community and also for our crew. So that's, again, Diane, as you mentioned, the graduates through your program are a really perfect match because you do so much education on food quality and why it matters and the role that nutrients play in biochemistry and metabolism. So we're really, again, we're just looking for that match from individuals who share this bigger, broader mission about health.
Yeah, absolutely. I really appreciate the education that Natural Grocers provides. I know that I have attended many lectures. You guys have experts who come in and give presentations at the local store level, but also at the regional level. Here in Denver, I know there's a big sort of, not auditorium, but a large room setting where you can have large groups. And it's all free. And so your mission is so right in line with ours. And that is just teaching people about how their food choices matter for their own health, for their family's health, for the health of the community, for the health of the world, the globe, the environment, all that kind of stuff. But also how important it is to recognize the impact that food has on our health outcomes. Like simple nutrition has such a major impact on someone's health. And we are completely in alignment in wanting to get that message out and teach about that. So I've always appreciated that about Natural Grocers.
Absolutely. And we appreciate that about your school too.
Yeah, thank you. I also like how you walk the talk. So Caroline, you were mentioning that the NHCs, even after they go through their 8-week training program, they still have continuing education. And are they? And that's not just for NHCs. Isn't there some? And correct me if I'm wrong. Isn't there some sort of it may be a requirement that all employees attend some sort of additional training?
Yeah, so every month we actually have what we call our Good For You Crew meetings, and in each of those meetings we cover nutrition topics. So our NHCs are responsible for teaching the nutrition portion of that meeting. Of course, there are other operational things that get addressed during the monthly meeting. However, that's where our crew learn about everything that we have to teach to them. Probably our most recent teachings that we had was on our subject of adaptogens, actually. So this was just this past month's topic.
Yeah. And so, that just goes to show, what I was saying before about walking the talk. You're not only putting this sort of face on the front of it for the customer facing side of things, but you're doing this so that your employees understand so that they can, yes, portray that image to customers, but so that they can be healthy in themselves as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I think we have some things in place right now as well, which do play in part to our 5 founding principles of our commitment to our employees through. So for example, right now our nutrient to know about is rhodiola. So we have a huge focus on that, on educating our customers all about the benefits of rhodiola. But we also on the back end with our crew, we have a little employee challenge going on here. So we actually encourage our crew to keep track of their what we consider the circle of health. So their stress management things that they do, how they're eating healthy snacks, you know, if they're including veggies and exercise and movement. And that all gets a reward at the end of the challenge when they do complete it as well. On top of that, we also have our wellness corners that we have currently put in place in all locations, and all crew have access to immune supporting and stress management supplements that at any day. So when they come in for their shift, they can literally go to the corner and take whatever supplements they need for the day and carry on with their shift.
Wow, that is a fabulous resource. Really awesome.
Yeah.
So how many NHCs are there in a store? And does it matter on the size of the store, the region? How does that work?
So right now we only have one NHC in each store. It doesn't really vary based on location size or anything like that for right now. I don't know what we'll do in the future, but at least for right now, the one NHC per store seems to be working for us.
Yeah, good, nice. Nice. Okay. Well, so back to sort of a connection with our graduates. Oftentimes, we have graduates all across the country, and there are certain states that are more restrictive for what a certified holistic nutrition professional can do in their practice versus a licensed practitioner. And so, can you talk about how NHCs do have the ability to have a little bit more flexibility in their scope of practice potentially as an employee of of Natural Grocers? And I'll just say, in case anybody doesn't know, this company used to be called Vitamin Cottage, and I've lived in Colorado, you know, pretty much my entire life, and so it's still ingrained in my head as Vitamin Cottage. I do apologize. I do know the name of the company is Natural Grocers, but so I'm sorry I let that slip. But anyways, can you
No worries.
Can you talk about NHCs being able to work in more restrictive states?
Sure, I'll respond to that. So first of all, we have in my department, there is an arm of the department that is responsible for policies and procedures. And we have one individual who constantly monitors laws and regulations that impact our industry. So anything that has an impact on dietary supplement access, as well as dietitian licensure laws or licensure, any type of laws that influence the dispensing of nutrition education. Yeah. So we review and monitor those licensure laws around the country. Sometimes we activate our NHCs and our customers to write letters to the legislators in opposition of new licensure laws. So we obviously advocate for providing that nutrition education should be accessible. It doesn't fall. Nutrition education is not medical advice. So now in all of the states that have licensure laws, and we call these the red states, and that is Arkansas, Idaho, Iowa, Kansas, Louisiana, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Mexico, North Dakota, and Wyoming. And we have stores in all of these states. They all have clauses basically a clause that allows for the dispensing of nutrition education about food and supplements in a retail setting. So the nutrition health coach with a certification, and a person that is not a registered dietitian but has the right credentials to be employed as a nutrition health coach can work for us in those states and safely provide and legally provide the nutrition education that that is what we're all about.
Yeah, yeah, that's great. I think that's a wonderful resource for our graduates, for for other holistic nutrition professionals to know that that is available to them.
Yeah.
Because we all have this passion. Students here at NTI have this passion for wanting to learn about nutrition and learn about health and the way nutrition affects health, and we want to feed that passion and use that passion to help others. And sometimes it can feel debilitating to if you live in a state that has more restrictions. So knowing that there is this way that they still can, let that passion shine and actually become be of use in what they want to do in helping others. I think that's a great resource. So
for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah. So you just listed off a bunch of states. Are there other states where there are natural grocers that you didn't list? I don't know if you want to go through all of them, but how many states did you say?
We have 20 states total.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there are Arkansas, Arizona, Colorado, obviously, Iowa, Idaho, Kansas, and then we're also in Louisiana, Minnesota, Missouri, Montana, North Dakota, Nebraska, New Mexico, Nevada, Oklahoma, Oregon, Texas, Utah, Washington, and Wyoming.
Wow. That's amazing. That's huge. That's a lot of travel opportunity. I'm just thinking, wow, there's so many places I could go.
You've expanded your travel vacation horizons now.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, that's awesome. So exciting. So I know you guys have a hiring event coming up. Do you want to talk a little bit about that, and when is it, and kind of details around that?
Absolutely. So our hiring event is going to be on June 10th from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. We have a landing page, I believe, that you can register at, and we will email you the meeting link to be able to join it. Essentially, what we're going to go over is, you will be able to join our nutritional health coach team as we host this virtual hiring event. I'll actually have 3 of my NHC regional managers present at this webinar meeting as well, and we'll provide some insider information on the NHC position. We will talk a little bit about a day in the life of an NHC, what that looks like, the standards we have for our stores, and how the application process works. So yeah, just register with us and we'll make sure to get that meeting link sent out to you.
Great. Nice. And you said it's virtual. Yes. So anybody from any state can, or I guess states that have natural grocers in them can.
All the 20 states that I listed.
all the states you listed. That. Nice. All right, good. Well, where can people find out more about natural grocers? Do you guys do Instagram? Do you Facebook? I'm sure you do them all. What kind of things are?
We're on multiple platforms. So Instagram, we're at Natural Grocers, basically. Same with Facebook as well. And then we're also on LinkedIn. We're on, what's the other one we're on? I think it's Twitter as well. We're also on Twitter. So yeah, if you want more information, our website's going to be a good resource as well. So www.naturalgrocers.com is another great resource that you guys can check out.
Very nice. Well, I have loved having this conversation. Anything else either of you want to say or want to add before we bring it to a close?
I just want to say, yeah, go ahead, Karen.
I just wanted to say that we love graduates from your school, from your program. It is such a perfect fit. And so we welcome anyone that wants to apply, knowing that we are like a match made in heaven.
Yes, absolutely. I totally agree. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, and I just want to
Yeah.
echo Karen. We've worked with so many of the NTI graduates who are now really, really successful nutritional health coaches in each of their store locations. And when I mentioned that I was going to do this podcast with my regional manager team, they were like, "Oh, are we going to get more graduates? Please say we're going to get more." I was like, "We'll try. We'll see."
Yeah,
So
definitely.
they're super excited as well.
Good, good. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time today. It has been so fun talking to you and sharing my my Natural Grocers centered travel plans. So, anyway, it's been a pleasure, and thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much, Diane, for having
Thank
us.
you.
All right. Bye.